Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. And I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving break. I was out in Vegas for my Thanksgiving break with my family to have some break away from work, a study, and things like that. Um, and I know because of that I wasn't able to post any videos for a couple days, but I'm finally here back, and while I was gone I was still able to reply to some of the comments on the YouTube, and a lot of people also asked about Seven Night. They're like, I got this character or this Seven Night, is it good or bad? So this video I was gonna make about Seven Nights, which is the like a title of this game, the what it makes this game really takes to the next level in my opinion. So before that, I'm just going to briefly go over some of the progress that I had. So in adventure, I've finished the hard 3 stars up to 3-7. I knew I could do more, but I just wasn't able to play as much during the vacation. So, but I'm hoping that maybe very soon I'll be able to finish the 7-10 in hard mode so I can get the reward. Next, in tower, I'm on 65. I know probably with using the daily, the 7 night trials, I could probably go up maybe a little bit more. But I'm taking it really slow. I'm doing some gold chambers and etc. So I can get some gold so I can raise up my formation and use it for fusing and all these others. I mean rank up and other stuff. So um, and it's only up to the tower's only up to 80 right now. So I'm taking it a little bit slow. But next, Raid. I know Raid is really popular right now. As soon as it comes out, almost everyone participates, and it just instantly gets gone. So I was able to get a lot of these chests. First, third, and then all these second, even participation and stuff. You guys should be able to deal a lot of damage when you uh, do masteries and formation and etc. I was lucky enough to get Shane, so I guess I'm dealing more a little bit more damage. But you guys should be still get the chest anyways for even the lowest participation one. Next is arena. I'm rank 6,512. I don't know how many people is currently playing in English one right now, but um, I'm on top 13% in a platinum 3. So, not so bad. You guys should be maybe somewhere around here or maybe a little bit even, higher because, like I said, I wasn't really lucky with my characters. But like if you do mastery, formation, like things I said, you guys should be, somewhere around here. So I'm glad if anyone is higher than me and things like that. So if you guys have any other questions about arena, just comment, or maybe I can also make another video about it. So that's that. So I'm going to talk about A7 Nights. Always, like I said, go on the info where you could view all those the information about the characters. So I'm going to look at the 6-star form at level 40 plus 5 because this is the where you can get the maximum stats as well as the skill effect and etc. So first character is the Rudy. He is the absolute guardian, like his title, um, because he is the tankiest character the Seven Knight ever created in both Korean and global one after the patch in Korean one. Um, with a in here with a 5,000 HP, with a 1,300 defense, he is extremely tanky. uh, after besides Evan and Helenia, which is still tanky but a little bit less. Um, Also the attack with the 1300, which is not so good but not so bad either. Um, he's the reason why he's really tanky is because the second move, the defense preparation, this decreases all incoming damage to self by 80%, which makes him take so less damage. Where with his great health and defense, he just basically doesn't take much damage. And also immune to debuff for 2 turns, which allows him to be immune to like a Spike, Rania, also like a Delon's, Silence and etc. So or other stuns as well. So he can still constantly tank in a front line while the your other glass cannon characters that deals damage can stay safely. Um, the next move is a rush with a 64-second cooldown, which is not so bad. Attacks with a 230% of the physical attack power and stuns the target for 2 turns. Right now, there isn't as much status element heroes, so this 2 turns really help, especially against the turn-based the immune to hits for turn, like a yeah, Ruri and etc. So it does help. And his passive increase all allies defense by 60%. With additional other tanks, you could have all these tanks on the front line and have like a one damage dealer in the back, and with this passive, it makes your allies even tankier. So that's why the Rudy is really good. Um, Definitely better than Evan and Helenia, but I did say on the other videos, for tanks, I recommend Helenia and Evan just because so it's easier to get than Rudy because Rudy is 7 9 and there are limited ways to get him at this stage uh, unless you're paying or for these other like a package deals and stuff like that. But like I said, my video is about playing this game without paying for any of these buying rubies or anything like that. I am like a non, I guess, yeah, the paying users. So my videos for those of you to get helped on um, going through these without any spending any money. So that's why I excluded those. And then if you exclude those, chance of getting multiple Rudy to make these tanky is difficult than getting Evan or Helenia, which is fairly easy to get. So that's sad. Eileen, in my personal opinion, is one of the weakest 7 Night that is currently out right now in global. She's not so squishy. 4,300 is not so bad. 1,700 attack, um, which is not so bad as well. Um, her first move, 64-second cooldown, which is not bad cooldown for 250% of physical damage to one target. This one, but unlike the Korean one where it has the electrocution, I guess. She doesn't have it, so she just deals like a damage. Even the second one, Celestial Bolt, does 100% of physical to all AOE damage. But it's really weak because it doesn't really do anything besides dealing damage. And there are some other characters that deal, similar damage as her, that has other better effects. So I think they need to buff Eileen very soon. The only good thing about her is her passive. Increase an ally's physical attack by 60%. Um, so you can make a really good team um, for raid or like a castle run and etc. with Shane and Droopy that is both physical. Only downside is that it is physical attack, so people like Velika and other magic heroes won't be able to get the buff. So that's the downside. But I really believe that Eileen needs to be buffed um, for her more use. I believe she does come back alive when she dies, uh, but I'm not really sure. Um, Next one is Rachel. Rachel is absolutely number one needed character in Seven Knight. The reason is because her first move, Blaze in Global 1, decreases target defense by 80% for 2 turns. In addition to dealing the 230% damage, which is similar to Eileen, the 250%, it's like 20% difference. Um, but it decreases the defense by 80%. So it's really useful in Castle Rush, almost specifically for Castle Rush because um, so that you can deal more damage to the what is it the seven knights that you go against on the castle rush. The next one, the Phoenix, is uh less damage, 140% physical attack. In addition to you decrease the target's damage dealing for 80% for 2 turns. So same thing, but it decreases the damage instead of defense. And people like Jave, Delons, and other ones, when you go on the Castle Rush, they deal a lot of damage. So in order to prevent taking too much damage, you gotta make sure that they deal less damage to you so you can last longer. So that's why she's really good by having these two debuffs on enemy. You'll be able to deal more damage as well as taking less damage. So Rachel is one of the must needed seven knights. Hopefully I do get Rachel on my next seven nights because I was able to use the trial one uh, for the level 40 plus 5, and I was able to deal, I believe, like close to 600,000 on Castle Rush. So I hope I can get them so I can deal more damage. Also increases the allies' counterattack by 50%, which is pretty good in like arena and other stuff. Revive once with a 50% HP. Also power up your skill for 3 turns. Um, like I said, this helps in a arena. Like Karen coming back alive. Always give like additional kind of like a chance. So Rachel is definitely one of the better ones. Delon's is probably one of the best Seven Knight that is out right now. Um, this deadly strike deals 230% physical damage and ignores target defense. So you could just deal flat damage to tanky characters. So that's why Downs is very scary. As well as the Advent Grim Reaper. The cooldown is a little bit long, 84 seconds, but attacks all enemy with 90% of physical power and silences the target for 2 turns. So silence, what it does is, if you guys don't know, you will when you get silenced, you cannot use the skills. So by doing this, it blocks off enemies' ways for them to use skills. So you'll be able to use like additional skills and attack and etc. So this helps a lot. Only way to mm, only there's very few characters who will be have immune to like these debuffs like Rudy, but most of them will get silenced and then I won't be able to use skills, so which is very good. Although it's not 100%. Oh, is it? Oh, maybe it is. But in here, in at least in global one, it might be 100%, but um that it really helps in arena, as well as some of the towers. In towers, when they enemies cannot use the skills, it's always uh, advantageous for you guys. One downside is that his HP is quite low, but is very squishy. But his attack is 1,900, so he's very high. Also, defense, as you guys can see, is very low as well. So he is a glass cannon. Um, they, in order to prevent him from dying too fast, they uh, added this passive where self becomes immune to all damage for 3 turns. So 3 turns, as you guys know, is very long in Seven Knight. So he is extremely good in almost, I should say, almost all content. You can use Delon's as replacement of Rudy. Shane or Juby, um, as well as for the castle rush as well. And even in the tower, you could use as for the silent to get up and then deal also like massive damage for a glass cannon. And in arena, this 3 turn will be very long, and then um, also, like I said, being able to silence and deal a lot of damage will carry you up. So Delens is definitely one of the better ones right now. Um, he is the evil villain in this story, but I've always liked him. He uses a scythe and he looks really cool. So, um, hopefully, Delens also wouldn't be so bad if you guys get it. Next one is Jave. Jave is my favorite. Jave is my highest seven level 7 knight in Korean one. And the reason why I really like him is he's one of the tankier one. I say he's the second tankiest 7 knight. As well as 1,700 attack damage, which is quite a lot. Um, as well as 1,100, defense. So Jave is my favorite. Both of his move his AOE. 70-second cooldown, which is not so bad for AOE, and attacks all 100% physical. Decreases target's defense by 50% for 2 turns at certain rate. You know, is really good against tanky team. And then if you're I sometimes would take it um in at least global one for the castle rush and tower, because so that if the Rachel doesn't work, you'll be able to still have some other chance to uh, decrease their defense so I can deal more damage. Next one is Dragon's Fury, 70-second cooldown, also very good. Attacks all enemy 90%, but burns the target with a 60% physical attack power for 2 turns. Burning deals a lot of, quite a lot of damage in addition to, just flat out dealing some damage from the skill. So, Jave, because both of move is AoE and there's no way to stop it yet, it hurts a lot in arena and stuff. So, if you do invest on it, it will deal a lot of damage. So, um, and also very good in farming besides, Velica and those. Um, I still think that Jave is probably the best one for one of the best ones for farming, but I didn't get Jave yet, so we'll see in the future. And his Armor of Revenge, passive, reduces incoming damage just like a Rudy, but just less, 40%, and returns the reduced damage to attackers. So, um, when you deal damage to Jave, he does damage to you back. This is really good because I think uh, sometimes in arena, Jave might be the last one left, and then would take a lot of damage. There might be like 1v1 situation, and then if they both die because Jave deal the damage back through the passive, you win. You still win. So sometimes I want like that, and Jave is just great because it's tanky and deals a lot of damage, both AOE. Um, so Jave is, I say Jave isn't so bad. Um, Spike has carried me so hard in these games. Uh, Spike is the very few ones where you can chill the enemy, and this chilling effect is so good on some of the, I believe the, was it 5 dash, where Ellen's sisters come out with the immunity by freezing them. That makes the turn goes faster, and then remove their debuff, and then you can easily kill them. Um, One of them is AoE Severe Cold Strike, deals a lot of damage with 64-second cooldown, 230% physical, also chance of chilling for 2 turns at a certain rate. Next one, attack all enemies with 90% of physical chance of chill. So it most of time, because the severe cold earthquake is so strong, when I do use an arena, I tend to win. But I think Spike is the one of the main reason why I was able to go up so far on arena as well. 4,300 HP, not so bad. Attack 1,700. Defense. So it's not is I believe it was Jave's friend in the story as well. He is quite tanky. I mean, not so squishy at least. If you max them. And the attack isn't so bad. So, um, Spike has many different uses so far, so that's why I've been really like it, because of this chill effect. And he self becomes a immune to debuff for 6 turns. So if there's another Spike on opponent team, he won't be chilled for 6 turns or silenced or anything like that. So if Delon uses the silence to your team, and then Spike will be the only one that if it was won't be debuffed. Either you have 50 chance of using severe strike hold, which is AoE, or the single person target. So not so bad. Personally, one of my favorite character as well. Chris is not um it hasn't been really good. I know he still have this death effect. They added in the right in the beginning. I don't think they had it, but this kill chance of killing an enemy after 2 turns um is not as effective as what I seen in Arena and some of the other ones. Deals 230% with all enemy, just kind of like a spike, except that it has the kills whatever. Next one is a single target, 76 seconds. So the cooldown is pretty similar. 90% physical, same as spike. Kills the target after 2 turns, certain rates. So I call this, death mark, because there's that mark on top of your head. Um, and after 2 turns, you're gonna die. But like I said, 2 turn is quite long, and you might even die before the 2 turn even happens. Um, Next is when it dies, heals heals self by 50% of max HP. Unlike the Korean version where your whole allies get it, not 50% but less, but um, because it's just himself, I don't really find it as good. He is not so squishy when you max them, but he is quite squishy when at level 30, because um, 1,400 is quite low. So he died pretty fast, even before he uses move. So, um, I haven't really found any good really uses for Chris yet, besides maybe for like a higher tower. But um, hopefully he gets buffed. So that is some of my opinion and some of the ones that I read. So I think, in my honest opinion, almost all the Seven Knight besides Eileen and Chris is good. The best one I would say would be Delon's and Spike. and Rachel on specifically for like Castle Rush and stuff. But yeah, that's just my opinion and some of the things. So, like I said on some of the other videos, the number one priority where you should be focusing is your Seven Knight because it is generally better than other characters. So I am trying to give him, better weapons, also plussing them, as well as trying to power up to make him +5 so he deals more damage. So if you guys do that, you guys should be able to kill or the enemies on uh, adventure, tower and all these different content. Um, send me any question if you guys have. If I left any information, you guys can comment and I'll reply as soon as possible. And that's my opinion, but like I said, they always buff or nerf the Seven Knights. So if you guys don't be disappointed if you guys got some of the ones that I just said it wasn't as good because it will get better in the future with the buffs and nerfs, the updates that is coming up. So that's it for my Seven Night video. I hope you guys enjoy playing the games, and then I'll come back with my next videos very soon. Thank you.